Hello and welcome to this presentation where we discuss what is systems management. Systems management is a professional major for career-focused students. It's important to realize that in the information age in the 21st century, organizations are complex, involving the role of people, involving the roles of tools and technology tools in particular, and involving the interactions within an organization in a comprehensive way. Systems perspective, a systems mindset, is the ability to have a big picture view of all of those things and how those items, people and tools and organizations work together. A systems management major, the major itself is designed to prepare graduates with the knowledge, the skills, the values to effectively apply managerial principles and tools in diverse organizational settings. Systems management is one of three majors that are offered by the same faculty group, the information systems faculty. So what are the differences between these majors? Well, computer information technology is a major that focuses on technology classes. It's 60 hours of hardcore, intensive technology classes. It is designed for people who roll out of bed, build a web server, and then eat breakfast. At Western Kentucky University, there are 20,000 faculty, staff, and students who rely on email and Blackboard and TopNet and other technology programs to do their jobs. And there's a handful of IT specialists who make that infrastructure work for the entire organization. Those people were probably CIT types of majors at Western or at other schools. The people who provide the infrastructure for others. If I can talk you out of being a CIT major, I would. Because CIT majors can't be talked out of it. They know that's what they want to do. They know they love technology. They are constantly thinking about technology, hands-on working with technology, reading books about technology. Technology is their hobby. Technology is their interest. It's where they spend all of their time. It's a very small number of people. They're very dedicated. It's like the Marines for technology. Now, systems management and BI are not like that. They are both end-user focused, which is to say you learn about technology. Anything you do with technology, it's about how you use it as an end user. You're never providing technology for others. You're never providing the architecture for other people to do their work. So you might talk about databases, for example. In CIT, you would build and develop a database. In systems management or business informatics, it's much more likely that you would use an existing database and you would want to understand how databases are useful. Why is it that Kroger, for example, has the Kroger ID card that they scan when you check out there? Well, they're adding information to their database about the customers and the products that are purchased by the customers and the combination of products, milk and cookies being purchased together at the same time. And that's information they are collecting and then able to do activities on, data mining, for example, to come up with strategies for better product placement, to come up with strategies for better supply chain management so that they have the right amount of inventory. You never want to be out of milk in your store, but you also don't want to have milk in your store sit there for 3 weeks and become sour and have to send it back or lose that expense. So data is a key asset to any organization, and a database is a key tool in that organization. But with systems management and business informatics, you're not going to be building databases, you're not going to be designing normalized databases, but you will, in both of those majors, probably be talking about how a database is a tool that can be used in an organization to help that organization run more efficiently. Same thing with a network. You would never build a network in systems management or business informatics. You would in CIT. You might physically create the network. You might physically run the lines. You might physically touch the servers and the communication channels between those. Again, very hardcore technology. System management and business informatics, you might understand how networks support transfer of information and communication and allows an organization to be more efficient. How having data on a file server might make it available to everyone in the organization, and what kinds of passwords you might want to use to limit access based on the appropriate personnel. So it's more of a how is technology being used by me as an individual to do my job more effectively. So that's how systems management and business informatics are similar to each other and different from CIT, but how are systems management and business informatics different from each other? And that's pretty easy. Business informatics is a Gordon Ford College of Business AACSB accredited business major. It requires 72 hours of classes, and a large number of those hours are the Gordon Ford College of Business core set of classes: accounting, marketing management, econ, finance, and information systems, that all business majors take, required for all business majors. BI is a great major if you have the time to do a 72-hour major, and if you desire to have a business major, a accredited business major with formal classes in each of those 6 business discipline areas. Systems management is a shorter major. It's 48 hours. It's a very good major for people who are 2+2, who already have a 2-year associate's degree and want to come into Western, and in 2 more years add a bachelor's degree on top of their associate's degree. And systems management provides a little more flexibility than business informatics in the degrees of freedom that you have with your classes. Systems management that focuses on professional skills. That would include things such as problem solving, critical thinking, communication, computer fluency, the kinds of things we think about as being a 21st century knowledge worker, information age kind of employee, as opposed to working in a farm or a factory from the agrarian or the industrial age models that were early on in civilization versus 200 years or so from the Industrial Revolution, from about the 1750s to the 1950s. Now we have, as society, moved on to this third age of an information-based age, where creativity and problem solving and critical thinking and working with knowledge and information and data in creative ways are key to an organization's success. Systems management is mindful of that and focuses on that on our 8 core classes. In addition, SM majors have a professional concentration where they take an additional set of 5 required core classes plus 3 more elective classes to provide depth to complement the breadth of the SM core classes. So breadth through 8 SM core classes for an information worker in the 21st century, and depth in an area of concentration of your choice to help yourself become even more prepared as you enter the workforce. The concentrations are a growing list. This is the concentrations that are available now, and I think that there will be even more concentrations available in the future. And you can see that there is a wide range of classes where you can choose to do your professional concentration and your electives in these areas. So when I'm advising students, there are certain questions that come up a lot. Let me go ahead and address those frequently asked advising questions right now. One question that I often get with a student is, Dr. Cruz, which SM professional concentration should I choose? And I always answer that question by asking a question. I say, why don't you tell me about your interests? Right? And I think that's always very telling. I want to know what you are interested in. And if you're sitting down for me and we're having advising about your major, your career, you can expect that I'm going to ask you to tell me what your interests are, to tell me what your dreams are, your goals are, how you like to spend your time, what you would like to be doing for a career. Is there somebody you know that currently has a job that you would like to have? Tell me about that. Why would you like that job? What is it about that job that you would like? Finding out what your interests are will usually dictate what your professional concentration should be. There's usually a pretty clear indication of where we should go once we know what our goal is. Systems management is a great major to help you reach your goals. And depending on what your goals are, will help you depend on the path to reach those goals, including the concentration you would like to choose if you're a systems management major. Another question that comes up during advising very frequently is this: well, what kind of a job will I get with an SM degree? And with that question, I like to remind students that the answer is none. Right? A degree gets you an interview. A person gets a job. Nobody hires a degree. So if you say, what job will I get, automatically 100% for certain, because I have a degree in systems management, say there is no job. And in fact, there's no major at Western that if you get that degree, you will get a job. There are some professional majors like accounting and nursing, but everybody with an accounting degree doesn't get a job. Everybody with a nursing degree doesn't get a job. There is no such thing as a degree that gets a job. What a degree will get you, or any student, is it'll get you an interview. It'll get you an opportunity to show off who you are and to see if you're a good fit for the particular job that they're looking for. A person gets a job. Part of your time and effort as a student is not just to invest in getting through the program and getting the degree, but it's investing in becoming the person you want to be to get the job that you want to have. And depending on the job that you want to have, there are certain skills that you want to be working on. Now, in broad terms, systems management, we're going to be focusing on skills that transfer from job to job to job, and if you might switch, like most people do, from one job to another over the course of your working career, the system management will provide a nice broad foundation in those skills that will transfer with you. But there's also some skills that are unique to a particular job, and if you know what that job is you'd like to have, you need to be working on those skills as well. You need to be reading about the things that you're interested in. You need to be paying attention to news stories related to the field, the career that you want to have. So you prepare yourself for the job. The degree will get you the interview. The degree will get you across the table and let you shake the hand of the person being interviewed and discuss why you're a good fit for that job in question. But the degree is not going to be enough. You become the person that they're going to hire. A person. They're not going to hire a degree. Another question that comes up is, generally speaking, well, what kinds of jobs are a good fit for an SM major? Now, in this case, I like to point out that most degrees at Western or at any university provide a broad foundation rather than a one-to-one mapping for a career. There are a few things that if you're going to be an accountant, you're going to have an accounting degree. They will not allow you to sit through the accounting certification exam without an accounting degree, without the hours, the accounting classes at the university. Same thing with nursing. You're not going to be able to be a registered nurse without the required classwork. Education, K-12 teachers have to be certified through the teaching process. You may know more than anything about English and grammar, but you're not allowed to be a high school English teacher without the certification, the teacher certification. That requires coursework in that area. Engineering is a field, and the civil engineering, mechanical engineering, you pretty much, most of the people who are engineers had undergraduate degrees in engineering. In fact, I'd say it's 98% or more of people who are working professional engineers have undergraduate degrees in engineering. But that's not most jobs. Most jobs do not have this one-to-one mapping with the degree that they had. In fact, most jobs, the name of the job and the name of the major, you wouldn't associate those things hand in hand. They're not directly related. Among those non-one-to-one mapping jobs, I consider, in my personal opinion, that systems management is one of the best majors to prepare students for success in the 21st century information age, as we focus on people, as we focus on tools, and we focus on organizations and how those three entities interact to add value, to provide goods or services, to stand out in a marketplace, to make something attractive or add value. So I think it's an outstanding major. Some of the things that you can look at that you might find in this area, these jobs, again, you think about an engineer, a teacher, graduate level jobs like doctors and lawyers. There's a handful of jobs you can think and list that come to mind, but those jobs again have direct mappings, degrees to jobs. Most jobs, and what most people do, their job titles and their backgrounds that led to those jobs are very diverse. And for these kinds of jobs, systems management is an excellent choice. So our last question here is this. What is your definition of a really good job? So if we're advising and we're talking about that, might be a question that I'll ask you. So what's your definition of a really good job? And there's a number of answers that you can come up with, and they're probably fine and valid. But I heard an answer the other day and I really liked it. It was from a guy named David Carson, who is a graphic designer. He was speaking at a TED conference, and there's the URL for his talk provided on that if you want to go. TED Talks are wonderful. I enjoy watching those and learn something most of the times I watch one of those. But he said this. He said, if you could afford to quit, if money wasn't an issue, would you continue doing that same work? If you would, then you have a great job. And if you wouldn't, he said, then what the heck are you doing? You're going to be dead for a really long time. If you know what you want to do, chances are systems management is a great major to help you reach your goal.